Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network, and hello to everybody out there on iRacing Live this Wednesday night. The Modified Madness Tour is back in action with the Championship Racing Association League. They're going to be set to go racing for 125 laps of modified race action here this evening at New Smyrna, the half-mile track. It's going to be some great racing, folks. We are going to go live now to the Star Spangled Banner. When we come back, we got some things to talk about with this series. We've been off for 1 week, and these guys are hungry to race here tonight. We'll be back, folks, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this Wednesday night to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network out here on YouTube. And hello to everybody catching this broadcasted race on iRacing Live. However you're getting us here tonight, folks, we do thank you for tuning in. It's going to be some great racing here at New Smyrna Speedway. I'm Dustin Caldwell. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play action. If you are interested in see what we got, folks, you can find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/forgebroadcasting. Coming up tonight, the Tour Mods and the SKs, or Light Mods, as they would call them. The only really difference between these two vehicles that you're going to see, the weight ratio is the same, but one is pushing out about 150 to 200 more horse than the other. As we see some of the drivers down there on pit road, most of them down there on pit road, they just finished up qualifying. If you tuned in a couple of weeks ago, we were at USA International Speedway for 125 laps, and it was some great race action there. Took a break off due to a misscheduled event, but we are back here tonight. So let's take a look at the race information there on your screen here at New Smyrna Speedway. Down in Florida, just outside Daytona Beach, this half-mile track is great racing. Some of the most biggest modified races take place down here. 84 degrees in the air tonight, 70% humidity, partly cloudy with 84 degrees down on that pavement. As this track gets rubbered up, it's going to become slick. We had some cautions at USA a couple of weeks ago, and we'll see how that plans out. Peterson, the guy that you see up there currently first in the Tour Modified, had a great night at USA, but it was a little bit of incidents and some cautions that ended up capturing his night. One of the incidents, the major incident I should say, is he went down pit road and forgot to uncheck or tell his pit crew not to give him tires, and when he took tires, he immediately was disqualified from the race. So that was a tough night for the pole sitter. But expected here tonight to sit on that pole, the 23 car, not disappointing. He's going to be sitting on the pole. As we take a look through the field, it looks like pretty much the Tour Modifieds are dominating all the way down to 12th position. As we see the guys sitting down there on pit road, ready to go racing. Just got a few more minutes. We're going to go live now, though, with the race administrator and a guy in the league pretty much behind the scenes, Kyle Barnes. We had a chance to talk with him a couple of weeks ago at USA. Kyle, had a week off. What you been up to?
Not much at all. Our season just had a little misfortune there of a scheduling miscue, so not been doing too much. I know these guys have been practicing with the setups and everything that we're throwing out there. The Tour Mods, they definitely had an interesting race last week with the gear that we're choosing for these guys this season. So I know we've seen a lot of practices, but not much racing.
Well, they are going to be set to go racing for 125 laps here at New Smyrna. What can you tell us, or what can the viewers expect from the guy behind the scenes as to what we can see here tonight?
A lot of racing all over the racetrack. These guys aren't going to be just stuck down on the bottom. You're going to see them move up to the top of the grooves there as the race progresses. We had a late model race here about a week and a half ago, immediately following the Modified Maddness series, and those guys went straight up to the top of the track, and that's where all the speed was and where all the passing was. So I expect the same thing to be happening tonight. And when these Tour Mod guys catch up to the modified lights, it's definitely going to be interesting at this speedway with so many different grooves. We might see 3 modified light drivers go into the corner, and all 3 of them might be in a different area of the racetrack. So these Tour Mod guys are definitely going to have to use their heads to try and get by them, and we'll see how that goes.
Talking about using your head, we saw Peterson a couple of weeks ago, the pole sitter, get down there into pit road, was going for some fuel late in the race. He ended up taking a couple of tires. And one of the things discussed here was taking some tires could get you disqualified. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we want to make it to where these guys aren't able to go into the pits and take tires every single time that we have a caution. When you get guys on new tires versus guys on old tires, and you put those new tires in the back, especially when you're doing a 2-division system as we have, that's just going to cause havoc. So at the beginning of the season, we made a decision that on our regular series events, these guys are not going to be allowed to take tires. They're going to have to run the same 4 tires the entire race. So if we see the jack man go to either side of the race car and a car's jacked up, they're going to be disqualified. End of story. I don't even think they get any championship points. So, it's very important that these guys are paying attention to what they're doing, and it adds a little more strategy to these guys in the middle of the race on how they want to conserve their tires.
I would imagine here tonight, being at a half-mile track, these guys are definitely going to want to conserve their tires. Smaller tracks like USA, they could probably run a little bit harder or save it the first half and then really give it all in the later half of the race. But when you get to this little bit bigger track, you definitely want to conserve your tires and your grip. So what do you think we're going to see? When do you think the turning point will be that these guys are actually going to turn in the momentum? Is it going to be like the last 20 laps or last 10? What would you think?
I think it really just depends on what happens during the event, how many cautions we have. If we don't have many cautions and these guys are staying clean and green for the majority of the race, you're going to see these guys go pretty soon. But if we do have a lot of cautions and some of the drivers being knocked out, we might not even see somebody go until like 15 laps left in the race. So it'll be interesting to see the different strategies, because as we saw last week, or 2 weeks ago, Peterson, he just flat-footed it from the get-go, and he was able to stay ahead of everybody. So we didn't really get to see what it would have been like if somebody like Clint Crowell could have got up there and challenged him after he rode around for the first half of the race.
Yeah, and some of these guys, talking about different drivers, we saw some great driving from Benny Ellison and Nathan Hurlburt. couple other drivers. Zach Knowles is one to be good. We talked already about the tour. Real quick here because we're about to hit to the grid. Who would you say is a star in that light series? Some of the light guys that we can expect to see shine here tonight.
It's going to be interesting tonight. Jason Freeman's been putting down some good laps. However, his races haven't been that solid. He always seems to get caught up in something. I think he's your go-to guy, but Jody Green was definitely strong 2 weeks ago, so I'd expect him to back that up.
All right, Kyle, thank you for joining us here in the booth and providing us some information pre-race here. Drivers are going to be making their way to the grid. We'd look to have a great race here at New Smyrna. Probably we'll swing back after the race to get some post-race thoughts from you, but appreciate your time, and we look to have a great race here tonight.
All right, we'll see you then.
Well, there you have it, folks. Kyle Barnes, the man behind the scenes, giving you some insights and things you can watch for here tonight. With the two different classes being on the track, the Tour Modifieds, those are the big boys. They push out over 600 horse in those 4-barrel carbureted V8 engines. And the smaller guys are the lights, as they're calling them, and small by horsepower size of engine, a 2-barrel carbureted V8 engine. Not quite, about 400 to 450 horse these guys will push out, is what you're going to see. So like he said, you are going to see some tour guys start to get around and lap the SK guys. And when they get the light guys through there, that's when it's going to be like salmon swimming through a stream of rocks. So we'll have to see how that'll pan out. They are now making their way down to the grid. Let's go ahead and get down there and take a look at the action. There are the drivers down, and the grid is actually in the pits here at New Smyrna. Jason Freeman here tonight. That's going to be one of the drivers you're going to want to watch for. Though he shows 12th position, he is the first in the lights first position of the lights. As we look around looking for Mr. Peterson, we can jump up there and show you his 23 car. Just waiting for him to finish up here, and we'll get up there to him. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight. Your pole sitter. That is Mr. Peterson. That's Christian Peterson, the 6-man Inc. and Peterson Irrigation sponsors on that car. As the pace car begins to make its way off the grid, that 87 you see there, that is Robbie Bunden. Some of the newer faces here tonight. Robbie Bunden is running a unsponsored number 87 car. The Michigan driver will start to the outside. Again, folks, thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, either out on YouTube or the iRacing Live portal. Appreciate you catching the action here tonight. This is race number 2 of the series. Lights are off that base car. We're going to be set to go racing 125 laps. That base car is taking them into the third turn. Ready to go into the pits. Pace cars into the pits. Peterson up front. Green flag flies. We are off to the race here at New Smyrna. And already you can see some great race action up front. As Christian Peterson comes out, and he's looking alive here tonight. That number 23 car come to race, looking for some vengeance after that mishap. And USA International Speedway into turn number 1 he goes here on lap number 3. In second position right now, it is Marvin Turnmeyer, taking his way into the third and fourth turn. Turnmeyer here tonight. An unsponsored car, the number 16, looks to be in second position. Wade Cheetah, the number 26 car, back there in third position as he makes his way down the backstretch towards turn number 3, looking to the inside of Turnmeyer. Wade Cheetah in that MaxFire.com car comes down the front stretch, screaming towards turn number 1. He's looking pretty solid, running that lower groove, peeking to the inside of Turnmeyer. Down the back straightaway they go. He will not have enough momentum to get around that 16 car this time around. But look at him come out of the fourth turn. He wants to get side by side with Turnmeyer. He's not going to have it into the first set of turns. Let's see what he does in the back straightaway. Looking to the inside. Can he do it? Not quite, but take a look at the battle between Brian Neff and Don LeBayer back in fourth and fifth position as the battle for fourth continues. That 37 car of LeBayer goes up to fourth position to the inside. He moved around Brian Neff.
Caution is out.
And we now have our first caution of the night. It looks like it's going to be that 13 of Jody Green. Let's go back and take a look at the replay on this incident. Following the 13 of Jody Green, right behind the number 20 car. That is Jason Freeman, one of the fast drivers in the light series here tonight. And there it is, just coming out of the turn. It's going to get turned around. See that number 28 car there? That is Nathan Hurlbert. We'll spin that 13 car. Let's go back and take a look one more time inside the cockpit. Give you an onboard cam of that spin out. So we speed up our camera here. And there it is, making the way down towards the first turn. Just one lap prior, you can see how these guys are dipping to the inside of that track, down the back straightaway, right there behind that 20 car. Into the third turn, and this is where it's going to happen. And a little bit of tag from the apron. And that's going to be the result. The Carolina driver will spin out. Nine laps completed out of the 125. One total caution here tonight. Zero lead changes, folks. This is the Modified Maddness Tour here on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more race action for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back this Wednesday night to New Smyrna. Back under the green here on lap number 16 as we follow the 23 car of Christian Peterson. Chasing him is the number 26 of Wade Cheetah. These guys are looking pretty fast here tonight, just up about a quarter of a second ahead of the rest of the field. Cheetah looks to the inside of Peterson into turns 1 and 2. Will Cheetah be able to get it? Not quite. Peterson works that high line out of the second turn, retakes the lead with confidence into turns 3 and 4, hugging that yellow line. Down the front stretch he comes. Into lap number 19 they go as they work their way through turns 1 and 2 into the back straightaway. Brian Neff currently sitting in third position as he makes his way into the third turn. Has Marvin Turnmeyer right behind him. Kyle Leverall back there in fifth position. Jumping back into the light series, the man up front leading the light series is that number 33 of Alan Wild. Alan Wild making his way through the second turn into the back straightaway. Another one of these unsponsored guys right behind him is Benny Ellison in the 0-1. Trying to get around him, he looked to the inside, did not have it. Benny Ellison, that 0-1 car, looking to get around, coming out of turn number 2, took a peek, will not be able to do it. As he makes his way into the third turn, take a look at David Killo. Oh, Killo wants to get around Ellison. He was hungry coming out of turn number 4. He's not going to have it running that middle groove. It's a nice little battle back here in the light series. Jumping back up front, Peterson now has a nice little gap right in front of Cheetah as he works his way through the fourth turn, coming down the front stretch, crossing that start-finish line into lap number 24. Taking that car around in the back straightaway. Cheetah sitting solid in second position as he works his way into the third turn. They are beginning to catch lap traffic now, and by lap traffic I mean it's the lights. This is going to be an issue for that 23 to maintain the gap, making this interesting running these two different cars on the one track. As you see, right there is Philip Temples. Currently sitting 2 laps down back of the pack. And here comes the race leader. He has got a lot of maneuvering to do. As he comes out of the second turn, he's to the inside of Temples. Now working his way through and begins to mix the pack. Keep your eye on the Cheetah. He is now getting closer to the leader. We nearly got some 3-wide action heading into turn 1. Peterson, the black and yellow car, out into the back straightaway towards turn number 3. He's going to go to the inside, working his way through these SKs as he comes out of turn number 4. Some more nearly 3-wide action. Peterson takes it into turn number 1. Oh, he is getting held up, and now Wade Cheetah has regained some time on the race leader, that 26 red and white car. And boy, I tell you what, take a look at that, a fearless leader. The 23 of Peterson went right through the apron. He nearly cut the corner of the track. As we see him come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, he extends his lead to 1.15 as that 26 of Cheetah. We got some incident there in the fourth turn. Some of the drivers got mixed up there. Marvin Turnmeyer being one of them. The number 16, let's go back and take a look. As we take it down across the action, we see Turnmeyer working his way into the second turn. 91 of Temples is going to smack the wall right there. I didn't give it the look on Turnmeyer. That showed us the 91 of Temples really hitting the wall there in turn 3. So as we take a look from a different camera angle, follow the 16 of Marvin Turnmeyer. So it was the 28 car. That is Nathan Hurlburt getting loose coming out of the fourth turn. He's going to be spun back into it. See the Winn-Dixie machine up there. Making his way out. But it is Marvin Turnmeyer. Mid-South driver taking the brunt of the hit. He's currently sitting down on pit road. Christian Peterson, the New England driver, started on the pole tonight, had a fast lap time. 17.11 currently leads. These guys will be bunched back up. Probably a good thing for your pole sitter and current race leader, as Wade Cheetah was approaching, but got caught up in that turn 3 hoopla, and now Cheetah currently sitting back mixed with the light guys. Lights are off. That Mustang iRacing pace car, we're going to go back to the green on lap number 35. The pace car turns into the pits. Peterson, left roll up front.
Green flag.
The green flag flies. We are back to the race. Into the first turn goes your race leader, Christian Peterson. Right behind him is Kyle Leverall. Leverall running that number 7 car, currently about 0.4 of a second behind Peterson, coming out of turn number 4. Down the front stretch they go towards the first turn. Leverall running that Leverall Motorsports machine. Through the second turn into the back straightaway he goes. Don LeMayer back there in third position through turn number 4 into the front stretch he comes. Just about 0.3 behind the number 7 machine as he works his way down into turns 1 and 2. LeMayer running that JB Setups car as he exits turn number 4. Oh, and a little bit of looseness from the 7 of Leverall, and that is going to send LeMayer to the high side. That 37 anxious to get around Leverall as he comes out of turn number 2. The word conservation comes to mind here tonight, and now the 37 digging hard out of turn number 4. Down the front stretch, we'll have the advantage, and here comes LeMayer. Oh, he was trying really hard, and he spun out.
All right, man, caution
That's
is
going to
out.
throw
Caution
out
is
the
out.
third caution flag of the night. Just talking about tire conservation, folks. And he is driving it like there was one to go. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Following the 7 of Leverall. fire. Look at that, digging hard out of turn number 4. He's going to come down the front stretch into turn number 1. He's trying to make the pass, not going to happen, gets loose, then finally snaps. Has to wait up there to allow traffic to pass by. One more time, on board with the 37. There he looks to the inside to pass the 7. And in doing so, coming out of turn number 4, really gunning to dive it deep into turn number 1, got a little too deep, and eventually got spun around. So the Florida driver looking for a second position will fall back now to currently overall 17th position, right behind the light guys. He'll regain the field. And again, folks, if you happen to catch us, or if you're just tuning in and did not catch us at the beginning of the broadcast when Kyle Barnes, the race administrator, was talking about tires, these guys are not allowed to change their tires during this race. And as you see up there underneath your leaderboard, it's 125 laps. So if you spin out, if you really burn the right front tire, if you're really digging hard and using up that grip, that's going to hurt you later on in the race. So we'll have to see how that 37 car bounces back, you know, in the later half of this race, and maybe he will be able to get back up towards the front. Again, folks, this is the Modified Madness Tour here on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. Lights off that pace car. We're going to be set to go green on lap number 46. Into the pits, Levero and Peterson up front. There they go. The green flag's back in the air. Peterson's going to dive it down into turn number 1 to try to hold on to that lead. Here comes Levero out of turn number 2, running that high line. At 23, Peterson will throw the block, and he'll get back down to the low side of turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch he comes, extended his gap 3/10, now 4/10 of a second over the number 7 of Levero. Oh, take a look back in third position, folks. The holy man himself, Zach Mecca, the number 42 car, working his way through turns 3 and 4, right there behind Kyle Levero. Zach Mecca is sponsored by Jim Beam and Mountain Dew. As he makes his way out of the second turn of the 42 car, looks to the inside of the 7 of Kyle Levero. Mecca is going to look to the inside of Levero out of turn number 2.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And a lot of issues there. And seeing some smoke coming out of the number 60 of Brian Neff. Neff involved in that second incident of the night here, as you see the Winn-Dixie label on the back of the number 60 machine. Neff running the Tour Modified. He's one of the other cars that are unsponsored, but I guess we can unofficially say Winn-Dixie is on the back of that, as he's carrying a lot of smoke on that car. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. And right there, as we get right to it, looked like the 33. Oh, wow. He's going to come up the field, and wow, did that 09 car barely get away, but the 13 is going to get claimed in it. That is Jody Green, person who brought out the first caution flag tonight, spun out coming out of turn number 4. Green's going to be sent up to the wall, and boy, did the number 12 of Scott Naslund have to throw on the brakes. So the 09 squeaks by. That 09 car that we saw, that is Brandon Simmons, was able to make it around before the 60 of Neff came up the track. We dial the camera back just a little bit further. Maybe we can capture and see what happened. It looked like the 33 of Alan Wild was involved in this. So this was one lap prior. So coming out of turn number 4. How hard these guys are racing side by side through these turns. And right there it is. So the 60 of Neff comes right down into the side of the 33 of Alan Wild, and they both hit that wall hard on the inside. A little safer barrier action there, so that's going to save some damage, but the whole right side of Neff's Winn-Dixie machine comes up. Look at that. Going to tag Jody Green right there, and Green is going to be forced up into the wall. Boy, did that right side come up on that car. You see some sparks fly there. So, Neff sitting down pit road has to have a little bit of damage banged out. Lights off that pace car. Here they go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag's back in the air. Peterson level, ready to go. Take a look at the side-by-side action. Zach Mecca now to the inside. Leverall ready to take over second position. As he makes his way out of a second turn, Leverall's into the wall. That's going to give the go-ahead to Zach Mecca in the 42 machine through turn number 4. As he exits, he takes over second position and about a 0.2 of a second gap in front of the 7 of Leverall. Michael Bolden back there in 4th, and Bolden, folks, B-O-L-D-E-N, not Bolton. That's not my accent. Is the number 49 machine coming out of turn number 4 down the front stretch, working his way towards the first turn. As we take a look at the driver information, there it is for you if you didn't believe me the first time when I said it. Michael Bolden, the number 49 Mid-South driver here tonight, fast lap time 17.54. Started 9th, he's currently up into 4th position, making his way down towards the first turn here on lap number 59. Wade Cheetah, one of the drivers that you saw up there battling for the race lead in the first quarter of the race, now looking to take over 4th from Bolden as he's going to dip into the inside, and he picks it up. Take a look at that 26 of Wade Cheetah. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, a Midwestern driver with a fast lap time here tonight, 17.05 down that back straightaway. Started in 6th position and firing hard towards the race leader. As he makes his way out of the 4th turn, he's got some lap traffic ahead as we see the 23 of Christian Peterson now making his way into the straightaway. Towards turn number 3 he goes. He's got about a half a second, and it's closing quick as Zach Mecca out of turn number 4 approaches that 23 of Peterson. Into the first turn they go. Kyle Leverall back there in 3rd position, held on to 2nd, coming back from the restart. Got passed on the inside by Zach Mecca. Mecca now really chasing down that race leader into the 3rd turn. As we jump back to take a look at your lights leader, the number 01 of Benny Ellison is battling with David Killow, the 27 car to the inside, hits the wall, but he'll maintain the lead here tonight. That's right, folks, we will have 2 league winners when it's all said and done here tonight. And here comes David Killow to the inside. He is going to try to pass for the race lead in the lights. And they are battling hard through the second turn, down the back straightaway, side by side they go. The 27 looks to have the advantage on the inside line as Benny Ellison pushes a little high out of turn number 4, but they are again back side by side down the straightaway. Into the turns 1 and 2 they go. Benny Ellison, oh, he's going to have the advantage. Slow traffic ahead, and David Killow gets held up before turn number 3 by the 33 of Alan Wild. Nowhere to go. Now he's looking a little bit loose coming out of the 4th turn. That gives the go-ahead to Benny Ellison. Benny Ellison here tonight, as you can see, started 21st. And again, folks, subtract 12 from that. We will have some new overlays next week that'll better describe where these guys start in this light class. So we do apologize here tonight, but we will have some great things coming up next week. But this Florida driver here tonight currently leading the lights, and David Killow looks to come back to challenge him for the race lead. Brandon Simmons, another one of those light drivers, currently sitting in 3rd position, the New England driver here tonight. As you can see, he's currently working his way around the track to the inside of the 16 car. Currently sitting in 3rd, back up to the race lead, working his way through the SKs. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. That 23 of Christian Peterson. 2 weeks ago, sat on the pole, led the most laps, got down to the pits, took tires, got disqualified as he fires now around 2 SK cars running in low groove through turns 3 and 4. Looking for some more passing action as he comes down to the 1st turn. He'll go around the 27 of Killow. And now the leader of the Tours is about to meet the leader of the lights. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into turns 3 and 4. He's right behind Benny Ellison and making his way up there as we see that 09 car. Into turn 1, that is Brandon Simmons, who's currently running 2nd position now. He'll pass the 09. Down the back straightaway goes Peterson into the 3rd turn. Right there behind Benny Ellison. There is your 2 leaders, ladies and gentlemen, down the front stretch. The SK leader, or light leader, Benny Ellison, will go to the high side and give a salute to Christian Peterson. Down the back straightaway goes that 23. 2.7 seconds race lead over Zach Mecca. Christian Peterson, here he comes, looking a little loose. Driving the wheels off of it. He's got to think conservation, if I can get my words right. Take a look at that driver information there. 17.11 his fast lap time here tonight. Last lap was a 17.66 as he works his way out of turn number 4. Total laps led 73, now 74 for the 23 car. Summary statistics in your left, folks. 74 laps of the 125 completed. 0! That's right, 0 lead changes in the Tour Mod section. We've had 3 lead changes in the light section. 4 total cautions here tonight. Benny Ellison back in the pack battle. Zach Mecca held up in the light section. That is your 2nd place in the Tour Modified. A little bit of contact. Killow. Oh, he's going to be sent down to the inside and hits that wall hard. Boy, that 27 of Killow really hit that wall. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Actually, I said Killow. I got it wrong, and it's actually Brandon Simmons. Simmons is the one that's going to go sliding down, and that 26 car is going to finish him off to the inside. Wow, what a hit that was, and he's going to come back up the track and take a look at that. Killow actually did get involved. .36 car you see there, folks. The one and only. Wow, that was a hard hit. Let's go back and take a look from the perspective of Kilo. On board with the Carolina driver, you see Zach Mecca up there amidst the SKs. Through the second turn, here it comes. Wow, there he goes. Take a look at that, my goodness. That 27 car, the whole right side come a-rocking. So the 27 is down getting some repairs on pit road. Your race leader, Christian Peterson, about to pick up 80 total laps led here tonight. Getting down to the wire here in the race number 2 at New Smyrna, folks. This is the Modified Maddness Tour Championship Racing Association League here this Wednesday night on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we have a lot more race action coming at you. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back. Back under the green,
All right, man, caution it
and
out.
now
Caution it
back
out.
under the yellow. As soon as we got back from commercial break, we had a caution flag fly. Take a look through the field here. Possibly a debris caution. Talking about some iRacing news things, folks. For you, those of you who may not race in iRacing, they implemented this week, actually yesterday, a new build that takes into consideration dust, dirt, and gravel. So when you see these guys hit this grass, they're going to bring a lot of debris up onto the track and onto their tires, compromising their grip. So it's possible we could have had a debris caution. 39 laps to go, and it's looking like smooth sailing here for the 23 of Peterson. Zach Mecca will get reeled up back to him. Mecca was caught up in lap traffic for both some of the tour guys and the lights. One guy here tonight that had a lot of thunder at USA and currently sitting in the top 5, that is Garrett Strakota. Tell you, this guy, the 77 car, looks to do a lot, but this is definitely not his night. Dwayne Krieger Insurance and Hilltop Auto Wrecking, the sponsors on that 77 car. Clint Crow, another one of these drivers out here tonight, currently sitting in 4th position. one of the newer guys, I should say. We have Marshall Crowell. Not sure if there's a relation between the two of them. Marshall runs the 48 car. Well, actually, that is Marshall. Switch it up. Got a name change on me. I got to send here my information. I'm told his name is Marshall, and here he is, Clint. Maybe that's a nickname. Clint Marshall. How about that? The 48 car works his way into fourth position. We'll see if what he's got in the later half of this race, or well, the remainder of this race, as now we got 36 laps remaining. Lights off that Mustang iRacing pace car. It's going to be Peterson and Mecca up front. Freeman and Naslund will be leading the lights. Into the third turn they go. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. Peterson, Mecca up front. There's the green flag. We are back to the race. And wow, was there some checkup action. Mecca just did not go, and there he goes, disappearing. Has a little bit of connection issues. Down across the start-finish line goes your race leader, the 23 of Christian Peterson. Now has a total of 91 laps led here tonight, 34 remaining on the book. As we see Leverall back there now, taking over second position from Mecca. Mecca falls to third. The 77 of Strakota looks to get around Zach Mecca as they work their way into the first turn. Clint Crowell right there behind Mecca, and also behind Strakota. Freeman back to racing the light, or leading the lights, I should say, as he comes out of the fourth turn down the front stretch. The number 20 car screams across that start-finish line into turn number one. Has the Benny Ellison, out of turn number two, that 01 car. He's led some laps for the lights. And take a look at that 16 car with the inside pass action. 16 car you see there is Marvin Turnmeyer. Guy that looked really hopeful up in the race, got involved in a couple of cautions. Currently running 17th position. He is the last running tour mod on the track. Peterson down towards the turn now. Into 3 and 4 he goes. Coming out of turn number 4, he will swing it up to the mid-groove, the high groove. Across that start-finish line, 29 laps to go here at New Smyrna. He really wants victory after the heartfelt mistake at USA. Looking to make a statement here tonight, and he's doing it in style through third, and now the fourth turn down the front stretch yet again. Total of 97 laps led here for the 23 car. Into turns 1 and 2 he goes. Leverall back there now in second position. Strakota gets around Mecca into third. Crowell looks to pass the 42. Zach Mecca trying to hug that low line to keep that 77 car from passing. Or 48 car, I should say. 48 car of Clint Crowell looks to the inside. Will not have it this time around. He's going to try the outside on Zach Mecca. Sets him up to block to the outside. Maybe he wants to do a crossover move. And that 42 of Mecca will not bite on that bait. 23 of Peterson out of turn number 4. Down the front stretch. 25 laps now remain for that machine. What a night it has been here for Christian Peterson, picking up triple digits laps led. Now 100 laps led for that 23 car. As he makes his way through turn number 4 into the front stretch.
Caution is out.
We got another caution down there. And we see, it looks like David Killo involved in this one as well as Alan Wild. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Ball on the 27 of Killo around the track. Alan Wild has been a victim of circumstance a couple times here tonight. You're going to see Killo get into the wall there. Passes by the gate, and in reaction, That 77 car of Garrett Strakota is going to get out all the way right into the 33, putting him right back into the 27. So the guy who kind of caused it all, that 27 of Kilo, and that Ranger Construction, Carolina Simworks, Racing Electronics vehicle will get Alan Wild back into him, unfortunately. They're going to end up right at the wall before turn number 3. One more time, we'll go on board with the 27. There's the contact with the wall. Reaction from Strakota and Wild. Wow, does he really climb that 27 car. So the Carolina driver involved in yet another caution here tonight. He'll get turned around, has to use the grass. Down on pit road. So with 21 to go, Peterson holding on to that race lead, has a total laps led now 1:04, folks, at New England driver. Looking really solid here at New Smyrna. Summary statistics for you in the bottom left. 105 laps completed when the lights come off that pace car. 20 laps remain. 7 total cautions here tonight. 0 lead changes up front with the Tours. But it's been a little flip-flop action between Jason Freeman and Benny Ellison back in the light. As the pace car heads into turn number 3, it's going to be dipping into that pits. There it goes. Peterson, Leverald up front.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Here we go. Into the back straightaway they go. Peterson looking to regain that lead. Will get out in front of the 7 of Leverald. Runs that lower groove through turns 3 and 4. Leverald pushing really high. Nice side-by-side battle back there between Mecca. Oh, looseness out of Crowell. The 48 car makes his way out of turn number 2 into the back straightaway. Will hold on to 3rd position. Mecca back there in 4th. Robbie Bunden, the 87 car, there in 5th. LeBayer just outside in 6th position. Freeman and Ellison battling for that race lead. Freeman just ahead of him. Ellison. And that 0-1 runs that lower groove through turns 3 and 4. Take a look at that action, folks. Side-by-side racing. Down the front stretch into the first turn they go. These light guys are battling hard. Into the back straightaway. Jason Freeman wants victory here tonight, folks. We've got 16 laps now remaining. Actually, count away 1. It's 15 laps as they cross that start-finish line. Peterson.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Oh, and we have got yet another caution. That's caution number 8. So Marvin Turnmeyer is going to be the car we're going to pick on here. Let's go back and take a look at the replay from the perspective of the 16. The Tour Modified playing with the lights here tonight. As you can see the action into turn number 1. Didn't really catch who that was. As we take a look around, and that's who it's going to be. Robbie Bunden is going to go up into the wall in turn number 2. Dial back the camera just a little bit so we can capture that action. Following that 87 car around right there behind Zach Mecca as they come down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. It'll be turn number 2 when the 87 gets into that wall. That 37 car right there behind him. Look at that 3 wide action, and it's the 7 of Leveralt. Oh, wow. Take a look at that. Leveralt. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first turtle of the evening. Take a look at the wheels up of the 7 of Kyle Leveralt. Oh, we have got to go back and take a look at this. Let's go on board with that 7 car. Bringing you on board with Kyle Leveralt. Boy, did he go ramping right off of Bundan, and you can see how loose he's starting to get. And that is with tire conservation, folks. Right here it is. Wow. Sparks flying and everything. Upside down, the 7 of Leveralt. Will be towed back to the pits. He is down pit road. So Robbie Bundan gets into the wall, and in doing so, flips the number 7 of Kyle Leveralt. Wave arounds going around. It looks like Alan Wild is going to get a lap back. As they cross that start-finish line, the lights come off that pace car. We are just at the 10-lap mark, folks. We'll be under double digits. We'll be 9 laps to go when we get that green flag. And we got a new challenger for the race leader. It is Clint Crowell in the 48 car. Into turn 2 they go. It is going to be go time here tonight. This is the Modified Maddness Tour Championship Racing Association League. Pace car into the pits. Peterson, Crowell up front. Green flag flies. We are under 10. Take a look at that battle out of turn number 4. Christian Peterson, 8 laps remain to the checkered. He wants victory bad here tonight. The 48 of Clint Crowell looks to take it away as he chases him down into turn number 3. That 48 car just 0.4 of a second behind the 23 as now they come down the front stretch. Jason Freeman back in the lights, currently leading Benny Ellison into turn number 1. It's go time. As Peterson works his way through the 3rd and 4th turn, hugging that inside line down the front straightaway. Here he comes, folks. 6 laps remain for the 23. Oh, he's starting to get a little bit loose. Clint Crowell, like a shark in the water, waiting for that 23 to make a mistake. He knows he's the fast car. One small slip up with 5 laps to go, and it's potential goodbye checkers for Peterson. Let's see if he's got what it takes, folks, to make it here tonight. Through the 4th turn he comes. Oh, here we go. Crossing that start-finish line. 4 laps now remain. Peterson and Ellison battling hard in the lights. This is the battle for the 2nd win, or I should say the light winner tonight, the 2nd class here tonight. Into the back straightaway they go. The 20 leads the 0-1. Benny Ellison looks to the inside. 3 laps now remain. It is winding down. Tensions are building. And Peterson can smell victory lane as he goes through turns 3 and 4. Crossing that start-finish line will take it down to 2 laps. Next time by, it's going to be the white flag. Here goes Peterson into the back straightaway around the 33 of Alan Wild, down the front backstretch towards turn number 3, coming to that white flag. One more lap for the 23 of Peterson. Here he goes. After a mishap at USA, sat on the pole, a little bit of looseness out of turn number 2. He wants victory here tonight. Here comes that 23 of Christian Peterson. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here at New Smyrna, the Christian Peterson. Taking a look back in the lights, here comes that 20 of Jason Freeman making his way. Turns 3 and 4, Benny Ellison will not have enough. Looks to the inside, gets loose. And Jason Freeman will take victory for the light class here at New Smyrna. Some good hard racing here tonight, folks. Wow. And you see those fireworks fly as we take it up to the blimp cam. Just up above the fireworks. Celebrating some good hard racing and some nice victories from these guys tonight. Wow. Fireworks celebration still continues. And a little victory burnout from the 23 of Peterson will allow Freeman to make his way to victory lane. So we will go down and get you some driver interviews here tonight, folks. What a race it was. What a second race it was. Beautiful racing from both classes of drivers. We're going to go to our light class winner here tonight. Hard-fought battle for that number 20 car as he was battling with Benny Ellison all night. Tell you what, Mr. Freeman, you got to be happy to take away victory here in race number 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty ecstatic. Set on the pole with her last week. Set on the pole again this week. And, I mean, I don't know. Just last week had bad luck. I used my stuff up pretty early, so felt bad. I'm glad Benny ran me clean. He definitely owed me one. That's who I got loose with last week and took out, so felt pretty off about that. So I was actually expecting it, but he ran me pretty clean, and I appreciate it.
Well, it was no easy feat taking that, I believe it's Millet Performance car, correct? As a sponsor on your car?
Yeah, I got to thank Malott Performance. He's a good buddy of mine back here, so I'm sure there's a lot of guys watching that are, into racing. But check out MalottPerformance.com. They make tire prep for karts and anything dirt-wise. But look them up, Malott Performance, great guys. They ship all over the U.S., so appreciate them and the help they give. And
one question here I got to ask you, though, Jason. Knowing that you were coming into tonight's race with 125 laps, how did the car handle as the laps progressed and the race went on?
Well, it handled a lot better than last week. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I set it on the pole, and I didn't think tires were going to give up as much as they did. And I ran it hard and ran pretty good the first half of the race. Second half of the race, I just fell back, turned into complete garbage, and that's when I got loose, took out Benny. So learned my lesson, put it on the pole again this week, but I just fell to the back and rode and told myself I was just going to ride and take it easy till halfway, and definitely handled a lot better second half of this race than it did when we were down at USA.
All right, well, what a good hard-fought battle it was. Is there any final shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory here tonight in New Smyrna?
No, just appreciate Kyle Barnes and anyone's looking for a great league to join, Championship Racing Association. One of the best out there, class act, and appreciate everything he does, and just appreciate the sponsors, appreciate Benny for running me good. Like I said, he owed me one, so appreciate it. But look forward to heading back onto the track next week.
All right, we'll see you next week. Jason, congratulations on your win here tonight.
Thank you.
There it is, folks. The number 20 of Jason Freeman, Milott Performance, sponsor on that number 20 car, takes victory lane here at New Smyrna for the lights. We are going to go live now to the third place finisher here up in the Tour Modifies, the holy man himself, Zach Mecca. What a battle it was for you up in third position tonight, Zach. I know you were taking that car around the track, that 42 car, as you were looking to possibly run down Peterson, knowing that he had the fast car. It became a battle later on in the race for second. You found yourself around third, looking to do Jim Beam and Mountain Dew proud here tonight. Tell us how the car handled as the race went on.
Well, I mean, it seemed like a lot of the times coming out of turn 4, I'd get very loose, and so I had a lot of struggle there trying to catch the first and second place. But otherwise than that, I'd be perfect out of every other turn, and I felt like I had a great run going down the stretches.
Definitely found yourself involved in a couple of issues tonight. One point we saw you when you were battling with Peterson, you were looking like you were going to catch him. You got held up in the light traffic as a Tour Modified driver. in the field with these light guys. Tell us what it's like when you start to get up into that lap traffic and have to maneuver your way around.
I mean, it feels like there's obstacles on the course, like there's cones that you're not allowed to hit. So, trying to maneuver your way around that, you got to like let off the throttle sometimes and turn the wheel left or dive down left or right. It's very tough doing that, and that's why I like racing the tours, because it gives me a little more of a challenge to race each week.
Well, definitely a hard-fought battle and a well-earned third position here tonight. Any final shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go, Zach?
I'd just like to say thank you to all my sponsors and anybody watching. I can see y'all guys next week, just fighting from last race from a bad wreck.
All right, Zach, congratulations again tonight. We'll see you next week, bud.
All right, thank you.
There you have it, the 42, Zach Mecca, sponsored by Jim Beam and Mountain Dew, will take third place here tonight at New Smyrna. Skipping over second as he has left the track, we're going to move live now to the Tour Modified winner of the evening. And I tell you what, coming into tonight, Christian, you had to have had a chip on your shoulder, letting that mishap at USA 2 weeks ago, and I repeat, 2 weeks loom over you, knowing that you didn't have a race last Wednesday night. So you had that extra week in there of carrying that, that mishap over your head, and knowing that tonight you had to come back with vengeance, and boy, did you. Total of 125 laps led, not a Tour Modified driver getting past you from green to checkered, the pole sitter to first position in victory lane here tonight. How do you feel with the victory?
Yeah, it feels good coming back from last week for sure. Seth wasn't here tonight. I think he had some computer issues. I mean, he definitely would have gave me a run for my money there. But all in all, it was a good night. It was a lot of fun. I think there was a few cautions there, a little bit more than I would have liked. I think it would have been cool to get some more green flag running. Maybe I would have beat my tires up with how hard I was running, and those guys would have had a shot at it at the end there. But the 48 was coming on strong at the end, and I was just lucky that I was able to save my tires a little bit through the race with all the yellows to step on it there and run away from it.
Battled hard with Leverall there for a while. Up in first and second, you made your way up into the SKs. We had a chance to get the point of view from Zach Mecca as he talked about getting into the SKs. We saw you had a nice lead, at least 6 to 7/10 of a second over, I believe, was Leverall or Mecca at the time when you finally started to hit that lap traffic in the light class. What was it like trying to maneuver through them to be able to maintain that good gap of a lead?
Yeah, right at the beginning, I think it was around lap 30 or something. I think Wade was behind me in second. We were really close, and the lights were racing double file in front of us, and I sent it into 3 on the apron and got away from them, and I think I ended up crashing a few laps later. That gave me a huge lead, just being able to get by those two guys that were side by side, and it held Wade up for the next couple corners, and I was able to gain like a 3-second lead or something there before the yellow came out. But it was interesting, like it was at USA, a lot of different speed on the straightaway, but it makes for some good racing once you get a green flag running and you catch those guys racing side by side.
Well, next week we move into Lanier. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect from the 23.
Yeah, hopefully we can come out the box strong again like we did here at New Smyrna, and try to do another flag to flag.
All right. Any final shout-outs you'd like to give tonight?
Just Kyle putting on the league, everybody on 6-man. P-Money Designs, he does all the paint schemes. And you guys for broadcasting it. Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll see you next week, Christian, at Lanier. Well, there you have it, folks. What a hard-fought battle it was here tonight. We are going to go live one quick interview here with the man behind the scenes. We had a chance to get some information from him here tonight. Kind of coming full circle, if you will, back to Kyle Barnes. What a night it was here tonight, Kyle. I tell you what, we saw some great hard-fought racing. Good old grassroots American racing, local track style racing here at New Smyrna. Tell us what your thoughts are on how the race was here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely did. We seen some really grassroots, hard-nosed racing between some guys, but, we definitely seen some dumb moves on a lot of the Tour Mod guys' part. these guys aren't used to the closing rates just yet, and I think some of these guys went for moves that we're in no way going to stick. But that's just kind of the deal that we've put them in, and once they get it figured out, they'll be good to go. But it was great to see everybody using different parts of the racetrack. Peterson on the restarts, going high, going low, didn't really matter where he restarted. He was able to grab the lead relatively quickly. So that's what we like to see. When these guys have a whole track to work with, it makes it that much more exciting.
Well, it was a great race here tonight. Pleasure to be able to watch some great race action. We got Lanier next week. Look forward to that. Kyle, appreciate your time here tonight, and we will look to see what happens next week at Lanier.
Yeah, thank you so much for broadcasting this for us, and I can't wait to get to Lanier next week. It's going to be an absolute blast. Such a short track, short straightaways, and those tour mods aren't going to have that huge closing rate as they do here, and these SKs might actually be able to keep up. So definitely something to look forward to for next week.
All right, Kyle, we'll see you, and you have yourself a good night, bud.
You too.
There you have it, folks. Kyle Barnes with a little bit of information coming full circle from the start of the race. One little bit, let's take a look at the final results before we head out tonight. Summary statistics on the bottom left for you out of the 125. Says 4 lead changes, but we only had 0 lead changes in the Tour Mods. 4 of them could have come in the Light Series. 8 total cautions on the track tonight, but don't let that fool you. It was some good, hard racing out here at this half-mile track. Results on the screen, the T's signify the Tour Modifieds. So it is Christian Peterson, Clint Crowell, Zach Becca, Don LeBayer, Garrett Stracata, front 5 in the Tour Mods before the light class kicks in on 6th position. Jason Freeman and Benny Ellison, Kevin Hash will round out your top 3. Brandon Simmons and Scott Newland, your top 5 in the Light Series. Coming up next week, we will be at Lanier, folks, or Lanier, excuse me, if I can get my words right. It's going to be some good racing in this as the Modified Maddness Tour continues. Coming up this Friday night on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, the Interleague Championship Racing Series continues at Auto Club in the Xfinity cars. You definitely want to tune in for that. That's 4 leagues coming together to race 3 different vehicles, 5 different tracks, 15 total different races. Some good hard-fought battle there with the Loose Lug Nuts, KMA, TWCVM, and Max Velocity guys. But that will do it for us here tonight, folks. Definitely appreciate you tuning in, whether it was from the iRacing Live portal or YouTube. You can always come catch us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/digitalforgebroadcasting. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network.